Thank you. Welcome to this session, the last session of the day. Appreciate you all coming. Training is very important to us in Oklahoma, so we really take it and try to, use it to teach everybody, the users, the end users, about AgileAssets and how we want it used statewide. So we'll go ahead and get started. I'm Stephanie Richardson. I am the office manager of the maintenance division. I have been with ODOT for 29 years this December. I had 23 years in the field division, and 6 years, this past 6 years has been with the central office in Oklahoma City. We have a great team. I'm very proud of our team, and I am going to introduce them because they're here to support me, and they're going to also help back me up if I need some help for this session. Ross, if you will raise your hand, he's our Agile resident consultant on site. And Erlen, the back, he's our other resident consultant on site. We have 2 resident consultants on site in Oklahoma. And Alex, if you'll raise your hand. Alex is my biggest supporter of the training. I know when he talks to other states about AgileAssets, he always talks about the training we do. So anyway, hope we can teach y'all something today. I'm going to jump over a couple of slides and start here. We went live with AgileAssets November 1 of 2010. And before going live, probably about June or July, AgileAssets did train the trainer training, which was like 5 weeks of training. In each division, we have 8 field divisions. Each division got to select 2 people to come to each module to train, to go back to their division and do the AgileAssets training. And we call ours the CMCs. I know Darcy talked yesterday. They have the SMEs, the subject matter experts. We call ours the change management coordinators in Oklahoma. So they are our contact in the field division to help us within their division. At the time of the Train the Trainer training, I was in the field division 4 as their office manager, and I was selected to do all modules, learn all the modules and go back and train all of division 4 of AgileAssets. About 2 weeks prior to going live, middle of October, I lateral transferred to the maintenance division. So I actually missed out on all the implementation of preparing to go live. I came in at the right time. And so then I transferred from the field division to the central office 2 weeks before that go live date. After go live, it kind of seemed like the training kind of stopped. And I just kind of felt like I saw a need that we needed to pick up training and just offer it, just see if we had any kind of response if I offered a training class. So I went to the state maintenance engineer and asked him, if he minded if I went ahead and put together a training class and just see what kind of results we got. And it was very successful. We have 16 computers that we train at, and the class had like 32 sign up. So we ended up doing training back to back for months just to catch up on the training that was needed. So from the training classes, I also did some online training videos for every module and everything we train on. I did some online training videos, and I'll show y'all one of those in just a few minutes. During every training session, we listen to our end users. So any suggestions they have about the program, the system to make it better, we listen and we take it back to our team and present it to them to see if we can help make what their request is happen. And I'll show y'all a little bit towards the end on that. And due to the overwhelming response of the training, I am the office manager, and training was just something I was trying to do on the side, and it became such a demand that I couldn't keep up with it. I did get to hire a full-time training coordinator this past January. So I'm in the process of training her, of the training, and then she's going to take over, and our goal is 6 classes a month. I'm going to show you that right here. So our goal is 6 classes a month. Sometimes due to our scheduling with what we've got going on in the office, weather, the computer room, we don't get the 6 classes a month, but that is our goal. We have a getting started, roadway module, facilities, resource, fleet, and reports. Those are the 6 core classes we do a month. Each class begins at 8:30 and ends by 4. We provide them with the training manuals for each session of training that they can take notes, take back to their office, and use when they get back to their office. One-day trainings. We try to do like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, so 3 in one week and 3 the next week. And normally when they sign them up for getting started, they go ahead and sign them up for every session. Maybe not reports so much. The divisions haven't gotten on board with doing their own reporting. So we're really promoting the reports class and how important it is. And we're now seeing a big jump in that class. This is our training center. We have a training center for ODOT. We have 16 computers. This was one class we just recently did. I told them, you know, to not pay attention to me while I took the picture, look like they're working. And I don't know if you can see this guy right here. He gives the thumbs up. So, but that is our computer room, our computer room in our training center. There are 16 computers, so we can have 16 participants. We have 2 training computers. One's a smart board and one is a TV monitor. So we try to do dual both sides so we can do both sides of the room on both systems. Okay. So this here is our ODOT intranet. This is where we have our AgileAssets page, and you can see there's a lot of information here. So, oops, hit the wrong button. This here is all the online training videos that we've done, and you can just click on the module and it'll take you to those online training videos. We also have over here, can't see that. Oh, that's the login to our production environment. So they can click on that and it takes them right to the link to log into Agile's production environment. This is our ramp email. So we've set up an email that if they have any problems with Agile, concerns, problems, questions, suggestions, they email this ramp group email. In our office, there's about 5 or 6 of us that watch that email that comes in. And so that's where they email everything when they need help with AgileAssets. RAMP is what we called our program when we went live. It's Responsible Asset Management Program. Down here is our maintenance manual. So if anybody wants the maintenance manual, we've provided it to the field divisions, but if they can't find it, we've provided it here where they can download it and print it and put it in a binder. These best management practices right here were written by our state maintenance engineer. We didn't put the title of what the best management practice was because we wanted them to open it to read it. So one of them is about the timesheets. One of them tells them that the employees have to sign their timesheets to know what's being turned in on them. So those are all written by the state maintenance engineer. Over here are best management practices that my office or I have written that we want everybody to have access to. So we place those out here for them to download and look at. So then when you click on the Getting Started link for the online training videos, these are all the online training videos we've done for the Getting Started part. So when we train in the Getting Started training module, it's all of this that we're training on. How do they log on to the system, log on a different admin unit. This is everything we train on for Getting Started. It's on our intranet. All these online training videos are done. Not a YouTube, no. And we have a video branch that we have a recording studio. So I went in and sat with them, and they do amazing work. I just sat down, clicked, said what I said, and then they just recorded it and edited it and pushed it out there. So. And here's one of the videos. I'm like Margaret. It's got my voice, and let's see if it'll play, but just to give you an idea of the video. Next, we're going to discuss inventory sharing. Inventory sharing is very much like resource sharing with the exception of sharing control sections. An example would be a division county crew is going to work within another county, and they need to be able to add those control sections to their work order. So they want to inventory share those control sections with their county so they're able to add those control sections to a work order. Anyone in Agile is able to do inventory sharing. It is not limited by the profile. So to show this, we'll go to the Roadway Module, Set Up Inventory, Shortlist, Share Inventory. In this window, there's an assigned admin unit owner. This is the county we're logged in as, Ouachita County, and we're going to share Tillman County control sections with Ouachita County. So we will right-click and choose Edit Selection from the window, and we will use the tree to find Division 5 by clicking on the plus next to the Director's Office. Scroll down till we find the Director of Operations, click on the plus. Scroll down till we find Division 5 Administration, click on the plus, and scroll down till we find Tillman County and put a check mark in their box. Once we say OK, the control sections owned by Tillman County are now shared with Ouachita County crew. Next, we're going to discuss the icons that are on the left-hand pane of the window, including the color scheme and the open-close bar in this window. So our training video branch had me always say what the next video was going to be on that we trained on, so it kind of just flows in the list. So then here's the Roadway Module online training videos. Again, we took it by each module and we've just broke down, and they can watch each video for this Roadway Module and the instructions of how to create a work order, print a work order, close a work order, open a closed work order. And a lot of our new folks, when they get hired on, the divisions give them a copy of the training manual and tell them to read it and watch the videos. So I get told by a lot of the users they wouldn't know how to use AgileAssets if it wasn't for these online training videos, because these are easier to watch and learn and figure out than reading the manual. So I appreciate the feedback, because this did take a lot of time to do. And as you can see, it's the 6.4 version. We have not updated them since we went to 6.9, and now we're going to 7.1. And going 7.1, I'm really anxious to get in and see what Margaret's done on the docs.agileassets.com, because we probably will piggyback off her videos, and like she said in the previous session, we can add our own little information we want to add to them. And can we put them on our own site? Is that what you were saying?
We'll be able to give you guys the core documentation and the core videos, and then you'll be able to add ones that are just for your special business
processes. So yeah, we're excited about that, and I'm anxious to get back and watch those videos. So we've got it for the Roadway Module, we have it for Facilities Module, Resource Module, Fleet Module, and Reports Module. So we got a lot of online training videos out there for our users to use if they need them. So before we do any training, our AgileAssets resident consultants are notified. And this is what they do for us before every training session. They provide full system refresh and data dump. They have the server maintenance housekeeping by the memory increase, clear all logs, make sure there are no locked sessions. We copy production to the training environment every quarter, so all the information is pretty current in the system. And all of this is geared to help the training classes run smooth. So we really depend on our resident consultants to help us before every training session to make sure everything's running smooth for us during the training. Yeah. We have training environment. We only use for our users training in the production, but we also have a dev and a QA that our Agile consultants and then us in the maintenance division can get into. So, of course, benefits of training. Of course, we're educating the employees about the effective use of AgileAssets. We're improving productivity. The reporting is so important, what we put in and what we get back. So efficiency, less waste of time, money, resources if the employees are properly trained. Enhances their job skills, knowledge, and capabilities. It also creates opportunities for career development and personal growth. In Oklahoma, our admin assistants using AgileAssets were called Admin Tech 3s. And due to AgileAssets and the computer data that they're entering, they all got their positions changed to Admin Assistant 2s. The divisions got to determine if they got to go up to the 2 level, or if they went up just up 1 level to an Admin Assistant 1 level, or were they not doing good enough, they stayed at the Admin Tech 3 level. But those that were doing a good job, I'll just tell you the difference in the salary. Admin Tech 3s were making $2,389.75 a month, $2,389.75 a month. And when they went to the AA2 position, they went up to $2,902.50 a month. So it was a pretty good pay raise for them to be doing AgileAssets and get promoted using the system. Of course, it leads to quality performance. Training helps the employee to get job security and job satisfaction. A well-trained employee will be well acquainted with the job and will need less supervision. And training is continuous, it is never ending. In ODOT, there are some programs that we use that you cannot get access to unless you've already had the training. So we have AgileAssets for a maintenance group, but for administration, residency, us in the central office, we don't use AgileAssets for our entry of our time. We use an Oracle program. And you can't get into that program to enter somebody's time unless you've had training. We also pay the Oracle claims. You don't get to get in to pay claims unless you've had the training. So we kind of talked in our office. We're just letting people get into our system, not knowing for sure if they've had any training. So we are going to be pushing after the 7.1 update to, they won't get in the system unless they have had the training, whether it's come to the city and take the 6 classes we offer, whether they're trained by a CMC in their division, or whether it's one-on-one, because our office, our training coordinator we just hired, she can go out to the field division and train them one-on-one. And we are willing to do that. If they got somebody new and need to get them trained quickly, we will go out and do that. So due to this discussion, Erlen has created us a form in AgileAssets. So basically, you have to choose, is this going to be a change to somebody that's already set up in the system? Are they a new employee, or what was the other one? Or are we going to remove them? They've quit or retired, and we're going to take them out of the system. So when they right-click and show this report, set up show, they have to choose one of these attributes. And then when they choose it, it'll show that it's new, which is right here. And then if it's new, they have to tell us what profile they need access to. Do they need all the crews statewide? Do they need all the crews within the division, or they just need one specific crew? And this, so they'll have to handwrite in. And then when we set them up with the new user ID and password, we will write that in and send it back to the division and give them access. If it's a change, they have to tell us what the change is about. And if it's to remove, then we'll just know to take them. We don't actually take them out of the system. We just remove their allow login from the system. And during the training, we make sure everybody's afforded the opportunity to ask questions. I hear a lot is, I know I'm going to ask a stupid question, but I always tell them the only question that's stupid is the one you don't ask. Because we want to make sure they understand what we're providing them during the training. And we want to make sure they feel comfortable asking those questions. So we also encourage training, not just for new employees, but for refresher training for our employees that's been going for 6 years in the system since we went live. Because in our office, we make a lot of changes to the system, and any change we make, we incorporate that into the training. So everybody is getting what's going on now and not what was going on back then. We have that ramp email I was showing you when they email ramp. This is just an example of our ramp emails. So down here is ODOT ramp. Those only us and maintenance division that we've said can have access to this ramp email have this down on our email. And these are all the emails that come into ramp. When we are working a case on a ramp email, we put it a red flag. Once we resolve that case, we make it a check mark so we know we're done with it. When we have this red check mark here, it goes on a work list that if we haven't resolved this problem before Monday morning, we have a meeting with our Agile consultants every Monday morning at 9:15. So we meet with them and we have a working work list. Erlen will tell you he works to get this list down to 1 page. He just recently got it down to 2 pages. But he'll tell you he takes off 5 and I add 10 to this work list. I add stuff because of the training and what the users bring up or the ramp emails. And anything that comes to the ramp email, it goes on this work list. When we meet, we say who it's assigned to. Agile will create a case on their system, so we get the case numbers that we keep track of on our spreadsheet. And we meet every Monday morning to see where we're at on this work list. If it's grayed out, it's probably because we're waiting for the 7.1 upgrade. And if it's not grayed out, it's active ones that we are working on right now to resolve. We also have an ODOT MD ramp support email. So whenever we want to send something out statewide to everyone, we created this MD ramp support. Pretty much it's kind of standard. I send it out if it's to this group email statewide because the users have realized if I'm sending out something statewide, then they're going to pay attention to it and read it and see what it says. But that's our group. All the divisions created a group within their division, and then we grabbed all those groups into one group that we send all of our information out statewide. As you can see here, our Agile team resolved a huge issue we had after our last upgrade to 6.9. When you would go to the roadway or facilities day cards window, it literally took minutes to load the window before you could work. And on this date, I don't know if it's got the date, is just recently resolved. I emailed everybody to let them know, and you can't believe the feedback we got back from our users thanking the Agile team for fixing that for them, because it was a huge, I had one guy tell me he literally walked down, got coffee, visited with somebody in the hall, got back to his office 20 minutes later, and the page had not loaded. So that's how much time they were spending waiting for that page to load. So it was a huge success on the Agile team to resolve, and we let the users know, and it really made their day. I think today I'm still receiving thank you emails, how much they appreciated it. So, and that concludes my presentation about our training. Is there any questions? Yes.
First, I want to compliment your state for you taking that initiative to start that training. That has been one area that we at ODOT really need to do, but a better job ourselves, and we're starting to do that. But I'm curious as to why you don't use YouTube or have that on the internet for your users, because that's a big request from our users is they want to be able to look at it at home when they have more time and things like that. If they can't get into the internet from home.
Great suggestion. I will take that back. We have never really talked about it. Nobody's asked us from our users' perspective to put it on YouTube. We have the intranet, and that's where they do it at work. So I don't know if ours would do it in the evenings, but definitely we can take it back and ask. So I appreciate the feedback. Anything else?
I have a question. So for the videos, do you have any statistics on maybe like which ones get viewed the most, or does it not really track that kind of stuff?
We haven't tracked that, and so I don't know.
I'm just curious if there's like certain questions people ask a lot, that maybe is there like a favorite course that a lot of people take the most, or just do most people complete all 6 of the like in-person courses?
Right, and I don't know, we don't have anything to show that. That'd be a great thing too to figure out, but we don't have anything.
That's
And
what I'm trying to do with these videos, just because I'm sure there's certain questions that people have that recur, right?
Mhm.
I'm interested to find out more about that.
Excellent. We also, I don't know if all of y'all did a survey within your division from your users. Did any of y'all do the survey? Agile contacted us to see if we would do a survey of our users to get feedback. I think it was 3 basic questions, and our users really gave us some good feedback, and so we literally compiled those surveys and came up with, those were some things added to our work list, and every time we get something resolved, we email everybody the survey question and how we've responded to it. So that helped us out tremendously, finding out. One of the things we found out through the survey is the speed of the system and how slow it is and how many complaints we were getting on that. Kind of due to that, we've brought up to our executive staff, we did a downtime information to our executive staff, how much downtime we were experiencing for AgileAssets. So we're now moving our hosting to AgileAssets. So that's a project that we're working on right now, is moving our hosting to AgileAssets and upgrading to 7.1. So that's what we're working on right now. Do you have a question?
Yeah, along with your training, do you have any call-in support for users when they run into trouble?
The ramp email is what we use when they have problems. I mean, the ramp email blows up. My instant message blows up and my phone blows up. So everybody knows me, and I get all the calls. And as soon as they start coming in, we make contact with our 2 Agile consultants, let them know what's going on, and immediately send out an MD ramp support email. We understand Agile is down. Please bear with us. We're trying to resolve it. We'll get back with you as soon as it's up and running. And then as soon as Erlen tells me or Ross tells me it's up, another email goes out and says, okay, you're ready to go again. Thank you all for your letting us know it was down. So we use the ramp email and the MD ramp support to let everybody know. Yes?
What are the challenges you guys are facing while having this training for your end users? Is there any challenge you guys are facing?
Not that I can think of. The challenges we have is getting everybody in the state. So we offer the classes 6 a month. We have 16 computers. Sometimes the divisions are shorthanded. They don't send them to our training, so we're not hitting everybody in the state like we would like to. I know with the 7.1 upgrade, that's going to be a challenge. How are we going to get everybody trained? With the way we did the 2 per module to go back to the divisions and train, everybody understood something differently and took it back, so everybody's doing it different. So I'd like to do it all together in one room, get everybody the same training, answer everybody's questions together so we're all on the same page, and try to do things more similar statewide than what we do now.
I was kind of wondering that, sometimes the training is just about using the software, other times it's about business process. So how much of your training incorporates
Well, every business process we had on our webpage we go over that in all of the training sessions. The training sessions are a full day, and I mean, we literally start at 8:30, and we're lucky if we get out of there at 4. You know, we're the new trainer I hired. She has decided she kind of wants to have a beginner's course versus an advanced course, because she's seen we're meshing the refreshers who've been doing it for 6 years with these newbies, and the newer ones are slower than the advanced ones, and they're getting bored, and these are getting frustrated because they're feeling like we're pushing them along. So she's wanting to do more of a beginner's training and then more of an advanced training. So she's right now trying to come up with her plan on that. But the business practices, the best management practices we write, it's an email out massive to everybody, and then we incorporate that into the training. And if we do change something again, it's all about that massive email to the MD ramp support. And with our CMCs, what I see that they do in the divisions, when they get those emails, then they turn around and push it to their individual users again. So they're getting it twice, the emails. Yes?
Stephanie, that's very comprehensive. That's fantastic. I guess my question, and it might be hard to quantify it, is given that investment that you put in labor, equipment, facilities, labor, materials, you're investing in this, what have you seen as the benefits, right, and the operational efficiencies? There has to be some, because you've elevated, the training within the entire department, right? So there has to be. Have you taken a run at trying to look at that? Like, what have you seen as the benefits? Have you tried to quantify them? Not easy, but.
I don't. It's more feedback from the users when they get done with the training. We actually have a survey that they can fill out telling us, what did they learn the most, how will they go back and use that? I don't remember all the questions. We just recently started doing that with the new girl. She wants to kind of do a survey of her training. So it's mostly feedback that we get back. Again, if they have any questions or any problems, they call me, they instant message me, or we got the ramp emails that they constantly use all the time. They're all used to that. We do have a help desk statewide that all agencies use, the ITS, all move centralized. Alex and I are the only two that have access to that help desk case, and some, instead of doing ramp, will email the help desk, but help desk can't resolve them, only our office, so then him and I have to make sure we take care of those cases. Erlen, I think, has a comment. I think he's going to help me out.
Back that up, I think it's where you're going. What Ross and myself have done is, after we saw the critical problem that created much lag, we do an analysis on how much time that previously would have taken time saved, kind of show the increase in productivity from the user. So we never really shared that analysis, it's just discovery that cost.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, right, since you've put this in place, I don't know how long it took, but people will be working smarter, faster, better. So how does that translate?
From an administrative standpoint, I can say that it's been, since she's put this program in place, we're seeing a rise in data integrity. We're getting less garbage in, garbage out. We're finding less busts in the data, and over the past 6 years, we've been seeing that ramp email just lose traffic. We're getting very, very little complaints, and a lot of the problems that we solve by listening to our customers is creating a more efficient system. When we have that in place, it's easier to get decision makers to believe the data that we pull from the system, and it's easier to get the end users to continue putting the effort in.
And if we have any problems too, we can't reach out to the maintenance engineer. We run reports, share it with them. They take it back to the users to talk to them about it. So, yes.
Two questions. Did you start or begin this training program before you went live, or just recently after?
Well, we did the training from the Train the Trainer. They went out to field divisions and trained them before go live. And then we went live, and I didn't know if the divisions were continuing with the training, because I had transferred to the central office, so I just didn't know if any training was going on. And I just thought, let me put it out there and see if there's a need. And it just took off from there, and we've been doing it ever since.
Okay, and so then the second part of that question is, how long from the time that you saw a need and identified a need and kind of implemented this program until it got to, say, maturity, or where it's really working smoothly and well?
I think it's continuous. We continue to get growth in the training, whether people are coming in for refreshers or newbies coming in. I don't know if we ever ask the question again.
Well, when you began, you talked about some of the challenges and the struggles that you had, and it seems that you seem to say that now it seems to be running pretty well, and that it is continually evolving. But how long did it take before you were, I don't want to say happy with your training program, but until it got to something that was working well, and your feedback mechanisms were working well, and everybody was kind of into the cycle of sign on, get the training, use your feedback process, things like that?
Alex, do you have any?
I'm gonna say 3 to 4 years.
Right, starting to see results, yeah.
Yeah, because we went live in 2010, and in 2011 we realized that we ourselves didn't believe the data coming out of the system. So during that time we identified that we were getting garbage in, garbage out. So later on, it was Stephanie who realized that we needed to keep retraining our teaching. And so from when she took that initiative to maybe about a couple of years later, we started seeing the data get better and became more believable. So I'm going to say 2, 3, 4 years. But that depends, again, because no matter what, this is a communication-driven objective that all depends on how well you as an administrator can communicate with your end users and then let them communicate back to you so you can make things happen.
And so, yeah, I mean, I certainly wouldn't think you'd ever be done. That's not,
Mm.
Yeah,
never gonna be
that's
done, but that was what I was looking for, is how long until you saw an impact.
when I talk to other DOTs about not just this system, just the idea of creating a DBMS for maintenance operations, I tell them that it doesn't matter so much what system you buy or what you do with it. It's just enforcing the integrity and training your people and keeping that as one of your top priorities, is educating the people who use it so that they will continue to use it, and that in turn educates the people who look at it and get numbers for whatever they want. The two things I preach all the time now to other entities that use these systems is training and reporting, which were the two things we probably spent the least amount of time on back when we implemented. But we're Oklahoma, we're all about it.
All right, well, before you leave, we have in our maintenance division, we have a beautification division, and we do poster contests every year. So I come across some T-shirts that are kind of older T-shirts, but they got poster winners from, I don't know when. But I brought them for everybody to take a T-shirt back with you for attending the session. So thank you all for coming.
Hold on, Stephanie. I mean, I'm going to echo what Darcy said. I mean, how impressive is this? I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do on my second job. I mean, look what Stephanie's done, created this program. And really for the people of Oklahoma, how the data they're getting in their system is now accurate, and we're creating value. And a lot of it because of what Stephanie's done is so impressive. So thanks, Stephanie. And again, give her, amazing.